I was born with the sound of waves in my ears. Before I learned to walk, I knew the smell of salt, the tug of fish oil in the morning wind. My father was one of them, a fisherman like his father, and his father before him. We lived in a small village hugging the coast of Somalia. A cluster of sun-bleached shacks and laughter, nets drying on driftwood posts, and fish, always fish. In those early days, we ate like kings. My father would come home with his back bent under the weight of yellowfin tuna and snapper. The sea gave without hesitation. We fed ourselves, bartered with neighboring villages, and even sold some to men from far-off cities. There was pride in what we did. Pride in the sea. I was 5 when I first went out with him, my tiny hands clutching the edge of our boat, eyes wide as we cut through the silver of dawn. I saw his hands move like he was born in salt water, tying nets, reading the ripples, whispering to the sea like it was kin. I thought then, a fisherman, a provider. But the sea changed. When I was 10, strange ships began appearing on the horizon. They came not to trade or greet, but to big steel beasts with no flags, no names. They dragged heavy nets, tearing through the waters, scraping the bottom of our world. They left oil in their wake and trash and death. We still fished, but the nets came up emptier. The bright silver bellies of our catch turned to dull-eyed scraps. Father would frown at the water and mutter curses I wasn't supposed to hear. He went further out, stayed longer, but the bounty was gone. The sea had been pillaged and we were too poor to fight it. By the time I was 17, we were eating once a day, if that. Mothers boiled seawater just to trick children into sleep. My little sister's belly swelled, not with food, but with the ghost of hunger. The elders held meetings, but what good is wisdom when the sea is dead? Then came the coughing fits. My father, strong as he was, started to shrink. The salt air, once his friend, turned on him. Some said it was the chemicals dumped offshore. Others spoke of a curse. I buried him with my bare hands beneath the same sand where he had taught me to gut fish. What was I supposed to do? I took up the net, but the net gave nothing. I took up the boat, but the sea gave no answer. And then I looked at the steel monsters on the horizon, fat with stolen life, and I remembered what my father said once. If a man steals from your home, are you not right to take it back? We were not born thieves. We were made. Forged by the silence of the world as we starved. I joined with others from the village, men with calloused hands and empty nets, boys with salt-bitten eyes who had never known plenty. We learned fast. We built ladders, studied routes, watched for gaps. We didn't need to kill. We only needed to them. We were still here. My first raid, my hands trembled. The ship was huge, white, humming with machinery. But they surrendered fast. We took food, water, medicine, radios, and we sent them back alive. We always did. We weren't butchers. We were hungry men. And the world called us criminals. They wrote stories of lawless Africans, sea terrorists, wild men with rifles and no morals. But they never wrote of the dead fish, the black water, the empty bellies of our children. They didn't show the graves along the beach. Years have passed. I've lost friends. I've gained scars. I speak English now. Bits of Chinese, some Russian, enough to negotiate. We've built something like an economy around our defiance. The elders still pray for peace, and so do I. I would give everything to go back to that boat with my father, to smell the good catch under the sun. But until the sea lives again, I'll take what I must. Not for gold, not for glory, but for survival. You call me pirate. I call myself fisherman, turned scavenger of a stolen sea.